Okay, I had a question on last week's video saying, well, it's great. You can turn a silhouette into an image, but how do you get the silhouettes? How can you turn things into silhouettes in the first place? So I thought I would introduce you to the magic of Duotone. Create a design, book cover size design, just for fun. This is Canva tips for authors. If you're an author who would like to talk to other authors about how we use Canva for our book marketing, come and join the Facebook group. And if you would like some templates that are free, come and sign up to my newsletter. The links to both are in the description. Okay, right, we've got our file open. So first of all, we're going to find something that we're going to turn into a silhouette. So I'm going to find a picture that I used earlier so I don't waste time looking for it. So there's this lady here. So we just want the outline of her. So let's go to background remover, remove the background. Background remover is a Canva Pro thing. There are workarounds if you are only using Canva free. There's a website called remove.bg where you just upload your image and then you can remove the background. But if you want to try Canva Pro, I mean, it's by far the most useful thing in Canva Pro is background remover. If you want to try Canva Pro for free for 4 weeks, there is a link in the description and you should get a 4-week free trial. Okay, anyway, lady, background removed. Okay. So the next thing we want to do is just turn her into entirely black and white. So we're going to use a app which is called Duotone. And Duotone is awesome. I will tell you more about it in a minute. So we're going to go, and what it does is it turns things into 2 colors. So useful if you just wanted to turn her purple, for example. But we want to turn her into a silhouette. So, right, so we've got black and white. We go to the highlights, and we turn that also to black. There we go. And now you have a silhouette. Ta-da! So what we're going to do with this silhouette is we're going to put it like that. Before I do that, I'm going to go on a little side quest here and tell you a bit more about Duotone, right? One of the cool things about Duotone is sometimes when you look at elements, so for example, you'll have an element like this, right? Which is fine, and you can change the colors on it. So if you wanted it to have slightly darker spotty things, you could do that. You could change it to match your brand colors. And that is great. But sometimes you get elements, you'll find the perfect element. Let's get rid of this one. You find the perfect element like this one. You think, oh, that's lovely. But, you can't change the colors on it. So what you do is you go to Edit and eventually Duotone. And you use that. Now, it doesn't really matter which one of these you use because once you get to here, you can choose exactly what color you want. And if you are using your brand, you can use the eyedropper tool to pick precisely the right shade. These are just colors I'm pulling off from them things, but there you go. See, you can change them to whatever color you want. So that is one of the things that makes Duotone awesome. And the thing I use it for the most is if you want to blur something. Let's get rid of this and let's get rid of our little vase here because we're not talking about that anymore. This one here, you can change the color of this blur. But there are some other blurs that you can't. Maybe this one. Yeah, you can't see. So if you wanted to use that blur or something like this, you could just use Duotone and change the color of it. And it's really handy when you're blurring things up and you want it to blend nicely into the background. Okay, right. So that was a little side quest. Okay, right. Coming back to our silhouette. So that's how you make a silhouette using Duotone. And what you could do is download this as a JPEG and then re-upload it and use the app image to frame to turn it into a frame. Now, I noticed after playing with the image to frame for a while, you run out of credits. I didn't realize this, and that's my bad. I should have read the terms and conditions. And you have to upgrade to their pro version, which is not very much. It's like $6 for the year. And you get unlimited use of image to frame. But if you didn't want to do that, I have a slight workaround, which is you get your lady, you download it. I'm not going to do that now, but you download it as a JPEG, so it's all nicely flattened. So this becomes the background, this becomes the foreground. And then you go to an app called Photopea. It does a lot of the stuff like that Photoshop does, but it doesn't do the placement type stuff, composition stuff that Canva does. So let's start a new project. Let's go Insta Portrait. It's about the right sort of size. And then let's upload our file that we opened, open in place. There you go. And then you press Control E and it should merge it with the background. There we go. Right. So that's your photo in there. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to click on the magic wand. And we're going to move the tolerance to 200 so that we get quite a lot of detail. And then we click on it. Sorry, we click on the layer and then we click on the lady. And you should get, as you see, she's outlined. But once you've got her selected, you click backspace and she disappears. So you've got this. And so now whatever you put behind will show through. So now we download this as a PNG. So File, Export as PNG. Now I've already done that, so I'm not going to do it again. And then what we do is we go back. Let's add a page. And then we upload that image that we just made. Now you could barely see it. You can only just about make out the outline. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it really big. There you go. There's the lady. And then we're going to put something behind her. So I decided to use some space and stars. Because that's what I fancied doing. So let's do that. And then we need to send this to the back. So let's go to Position, Layers. Oh, where's my lady gone? I brought my lady back. She's disappeared. There. There we go. Let's make this big enough that it takes up the whole canvas. And there's the lady. And it lets me select her. Make her big as well. Okay. So now you can move her around until you find a place where the silhouette and the stuff that you want are lined up. I quite liked the idea of that, which made it look like she had some dangly earrings and some sunglasses on. Or we could keep it smaller, make it a bit more impressive and a bit more star-like. You know what we could do? We could flip this image. That might be better. Flip horizontal. There. There, she looks like a girl made of stars. I like that. Okay. Then you download it. As a JPEG again to flatten it. Make sure you're only downloading the one. Lady with background 2. And then you upload it again. It's all this downloading and uploading business that you get rid of if you pay for the thing. Okay. And then you have your lady, and then once we have our lady, we can get her to the right size. Let's remove the background. Right. Let's make the background black. And you could put a title here and an author name there. That looks quite nice. If you find these videos useful, please tell all your author friends and share. Right, let's put a title on this to make it a book cover. And then you could add, I don't know, maybe some stars or something to the background to make it a bit more interesting. So yes, that's how you get around the image to frame app. Like I say, the app makes things very much easier, but you only get a certain number of goes until you have to pay for it. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for your time.